New Zealand's fishery production has found himself at prospect in conservationists above if or not the social should be permitted to see the realities of business fishery. In the water about New Zealand, as lot countries, animals consisting seabird, dolphins, penguins and sea lions are regularly end up in business fishery nets on in the designed capture. In and try to superior action the effect of the bycatch on vanishing living nature, by the government has begun more rigid tracking, and as portion of how, is offering setting safety cameras on boats. The fish resources do not reject down there is bycatch and how vanishing animals do drop sacrifice. But which should occur to the length of these cameras has engendered a discussion. The production says it should be deducted of the social, afraid it might be wrong, or misused as promotion. By current rules, fishery where just sometimes include observers airborne to log and paper the cases. On all somewhere, the fishery business himself is accountable for harvesting the bycatch. Time casually contagious vanishing kind has no legislative ensuing consequences, not accountability. The bycatch incurs a penalty, as authorities wish to display the ecological effect of business fishery. They might as well ban fishery for a time in areas wherever, for example, a sea life has been annihilated. Kevin Haig, head execution of conservationist team Wood and Poultry, says how recent year down there were 14 penguins how were informed as possessing been annihilated in the coastal set net production. Currently, 13 of such bird were annihilated on boats how had observers of the Ministry of Initial Industries and just one occurred in the 97% of the fishery navy how didn't include observers how very firmly suggests how the fishery production is cover up virtually hundreds of deaths of penguins, he alleges. By the government planned integration electric tracking and accountability framework, IEMRS, each ship will ultimately be furnished in tracking cameras to check bycatch rates. The social could later query accessing to the length collected by the Formal Data Act, OIA. But over the 1 week, a email spelled recent year by fishery production representatives to by the government founded time insisting the production was supporting of walking up record and accountability system, it grown concerns on confidentiality, and alerted the content, if done social, could be diminished downward to a gallery of absolute instances to build a deformed and deceptive image of the seafood production. Same risks to the seafood production and to New Zealand's world repute as a esteemed resource of quality assurance, steadily manufactured seafood could be considerably hard of hearing, the email says. It forced by the government to changing law to release the tracking length of the OIA. The email was derived and liberated by Wood and Poultry, that saw it as and try to lead up the real scope of the bycatch issue. It liberated a hiding place of images of corpse dolphins, sea lions and some on kill, in Mr. Haig proverb, these are the images the fishery production doesn't wish you to view. Down there are measures in location to defend the confidentiality of individuals and commercially susceptible data, it told, and every OIA query is evaluated on its own being. Preservation groups welcomed the comments of the Secretary. In simple British, which the production said by the government is how contagious vanishing penguins, price dumping whole hauls of minnow overside and murder hectares dolphins looks very bad on TV. So, the decision is to halt making it, not to conceal the testimony. WWF New Zealand's Livia Esterhazy told, social accessing to videos of secured kind bycatch could confuse fishery companies, yet as Secretary Nash state, the is not a irresistible justify to changing the act.